Kacie, say hello.
Hello,
All
Philadelphia.
right, that's how we test the levels here on PhillyAmbitter.com. This is great. I am joined by our good pal from Philly. That's right. She's doing big things out in Kansas City, and it's a treat to have her on the Philly Ambitter podcast. Now, I just want to let you know, Kacie, when I did the podcast, the first one, solo with Smitty, a lot of people tuned in from Barstool Sports. A lot of stoolies checked in, all right? So I'm expecting big things from this podcast with you. We better trump Smitty or else we're going to hear about it a whole lot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, it's good to get you on. I appreciate you hopping on the Philly Ambitter podcast. We got to catch up because there's a lot of things that are happening right now, obviously, in your world. So let's start there. First off, I mean, geez, Kacie, 64,000 followers on Twitter. You're at 99,000 followers on Instagram. What are you going to do when you break that 100,000 mark?
Almost there. My girlfriends are so funny. All my friends are in New York and Philly, and when I was there earlier, one of my girlfriends, who's a total whack job, she's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have 100,000 Instagram follower party." I was like, "You're crazy.
Yes.
We are not doing that." So she texted me today actually, and she's like, "So do I plan it for Kansas City, or do you think you can make it back to New York?" And I'm like, "You're an idiot." But no, I love you. Thank you for having me. First of all,
absolutely.
I miss you. I haven't seen you in almost a year. I'm sure.
It's been a while. We all miss you, Kacie. We know you're doing big things out there in Kansas City, and that's one of the things that I'm going to get into a little bit later about you staying out in KC. And I'll just come off the top with it that I have so much respect for the fact that you said, "Hey, I'm here. I got a job to do, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'll worry about everything else will take care of itself." So I'm looking forward to getting into that, but we're going to ease up into that if you don't mind. I just want to go ahead and fill the people in. We obviously know you went out there to work at a television station. I believe Traffic, but I've caught you a couple times on Periscope, anchoring. What's the name of your station? What are you doing out there?
I'm with KSHB, which is 41 Action News, the NBC affiliate out here. And I kind of don't really have a job title because I'm doing everything. I do traffic for, an hour and a half a day, 2 hours a day. And other than that, I'm fill-in anchoring, out in the field reporting, putting stories together. I have this weird segment, which is totally Fox 29 written all over it, called Kacie Do My Job. And last week I was at a water treatment plant emptying poop out of a bucket, and it was god awful, but it was fun. I mean, we have a good time, and it definitely lets me get my Fox 29 out of my system, it's something you got to let it out once in a while. And then I'm also doing Sport in Kansas City pre and post game hosting, which is, that's amazing. I got a taste of it when I was in Philly with the Eagles doing Fox's pregame show, but now I'm the boss of all the guys, and I get to call the shots for the pregame show, which is pretty fun. The team is awesome. I didn't really get to know any of the union guys because we really didn't do much with them with Fox when I was in Philly. But all of the sporting guys across the board are really great. And two of our guys married to Alex Morgan and Sydney LaRue. Hello. So they're at all of our games. It's not a bad gig, man.
Both probably the best looking girls on Team USA as well.
I interviewed Servando Carrasco and Dom Dwyer the first day on the job with Sporting, and I was like, "I've got my number, and I'm going to give it to you, but you need to give it to your wives because I have the biggest, fattest girl crush on both of them."
Yes, Alex Morgan is an absolute ace out there. And don't forget about our girl, Carly over there in Jersey, Carly Lloyd.
Yeah, please. Carly kind of mopped the floor with everyone. But
she's amazing. So I take it you watched the USA Women's World Cup?
I did, yeah. Between Royals games, and my girlfriend actually had a surprise birthday party for me on Sunday. So amidst everything, yes, I got to see it, yes.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. Now, did your birthday already happen? You turned 25 years young. Did your birthday already happen, or is it upcoming?
You know what? This is, I guess, the beginning of my birthday month because I am totally not that girl. I guess one of my girlfriends from back home was like, "What are you doing for your birthday?" I was like, "I don't know. It's on a Thursday. My boyfriend's going to be out of town. My friends are going to be out of town. I don't know. I'm going to work, whatever." So she wanted to have a birthday party for me when she was in town, when most of my friends out here were in town, and when, Sporting didn't have a game or anything and happened to be, women taking the crown. But hey, it was all fun. It was a good weekend.
I did see the pictures. Obviously, like I said, I mentioned Instagram. I'm one of those 99,000. All right.
I think I have you on Instagram.
All
I
right.
need to get you. I got you on Twitter. I'll
There
get you on
go.
Instagram.
You got to follow back on that. That's fine. But how did the surprise go down? Because I just recently threw a surprise party, and after it was completed, after it was finalized, it felt pretty damn good. How'd they get you?
So okay, so it was. I had no idea. My birthday's not for 4 more weeks. So I went to. I was at my boyfriend's game that day, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I have a Big Brothers Big Sisters event." And I was like, "Okay, that's great." And we get to the place, and in all the LED or all the TV screens, it says like Boys and Girls Club, and there's like people downstairs, like, "Oh, it's upstairs on the roof." So I'm like, la la la, like whatever, and I'm like, it's really quiet. And then all of a sudden we walk in, and everything's going on. So it was just something.
Hey.
I'm just throwing my phone everywhere.
Yep.
Something totally stupid, and like a Sunday night. I mean, everybody that I know has to be up at 4 a.m, so I wasn't expecting it.
Nice.
But it was fun. It was fun.
Love a good old surprise party, and it looked like fun. Obviously, it looks like you got a ton of friends out there. Looks like you were able to, pick up what you were doing here. I saw about like 25 girls all wrapped around you, just having some fun. So it seems like you've landed on your feet out there in Kansas City.
Absolutely, I'm enjoying it. I'm making the best of it, and the toughest part is seeing Sips pictures online every Wednesday. That's pretty hard, and seeing Avalon pictures online. That's pretty hard. But
yeah.
No, I miss my family. I don't really get to get home that much, so that's probably the worst thing about it. But I'm liking it. It rains a lot here, but that's about. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, give me a plus on Kansas City, give me a minus on Kansas City. Obviously, don't go too crazy on me, but I would say, obviously, the Philadelphia minus would be the weather. So give me a plus on Kansas City and a minus on Kansas City.
A plus on Kansas City. Let me go with the minus first. I have a car out here, and I really hate having a car. I miss being in Center City and not having to deal with the crap. It's nice once in a while, but I definitely, that's the minus, is having to drive.
All right.
The plus for Kansas City, they have really good food. And I mean, can I say that the sports teams are really good?
Oh.
I really am I'm enjoying the color blue. I'm enjoying wearing blue. It's a good color. Villanova, just keeping it going. But yeah, I mean, I've been seeing Tom Loudon's rants on Twitter all the time about the Phillies just every single day. Another minus, big fat minus, is no professional hockey team out here. No NHL.
Yeah.
Probably the worst thing.
Or NBA, but, obviously you're a big hockey person, so I understand that.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, obviously, you're missing the beach, and that's what I was going to get to. Obviously, you're missing Avalon. We know you're an Avalon. You're a diehard. Smitty, as we talked about him earlier, he's missing you. Tell us, what's the biggest thing you're missing about Avalon right now this time of year?
Oh, God, the mermaid or the octopus bar. What's it called? The octopus garden. I still wear my snapback all the time.
There you go.
Still have my Mitchell and Ness. I'm still an Eagles girl forever and ever and ever. And that's a thing. It's like, oh my God, it's 4th of July and I'm not on 21st Street. What is going on? I don't know what to do with myself. So, that's probably the biggest thing. But I made a promise to myself that I will be at Whitebriar next 4th of July. No matter what. Hell or high water, I will be there.
That's what we like to hear. Come on back for a little bit. Come back and say hi. I'm curious about this one. And again, you're doing great out there in Kansas City, and people often ask me about the site and what's the finish line. So that question I'm bouncing to you. What's the finish line for you? Have you thought about that dream job, pursuing that opportunity, anything along those lines? You are 25 years young. You got a long way to go. But what's the finish line for you?
I've got 3 more weeks till I'm 25. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, yeah, so you're 24.
I'm 24. No, I'm teasing. I really like the sports alley. I never wanted to pinpoint myself, and that was the beauty of Fox. That's the beauty of NBC out here, that I'm not really in one specific role. And I am really enjoying the sports. I love football. I'm loving soccer. I played when I was younger. It's not huge. It's definitely up and coming in Philadelphia, but not prominent like Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, Sixers. I like the sports role a lot, and I really want to explore that a lot more. I mean, I love anchoring, but again, I think I have Fox 29 syndrome. I think Mike Jarek ruined me. I think that I like to have fun too much, and that's I never want to stop painting my face orange and eating pies.
Nice.
So I think that, I mean, and you go where the gig is. That's whatever's next. I hope it's, East Coast. That's where I would ultimately like to end up. If we're talking 10 years down the road, I definitely want to be back home.
Got plenty of time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Mike Jarrett's, he's ruining everybody these days. So,
Poor Alex Holly. I'm sure she's up the river without a paddle, right?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun watching those two work. Obviously, the best morning show that we have to offer here in Philadelphia still. And my man Q Deasy, obviously Quincy, he's just got a more prominent role now. Jen Fred's acting silly. Chris, the whole gang, they're all money down there. So, and I know they miss you. They always talk about you, so they do miss
We're
you.
always on Twitter together. All right, how about we go back to you? What do you want to be doing? What do you? Well, come on, tell me. Talk to me.
It's funny because with this site, I'm really, really excited about what's happening with PhillyEventster.com. And I started it one way or thinking one way, but where I'm at right now, and we're continuing to grow. And I just brought on this kid by the name of Nick Pacone, who's an amazing editor. So he's taking care of that. I'm doing the video stuff. We're branching out. We're doing more podcasting every single day during football season, so I'm looking forward to that, giving all the Eagles diehards, information every single day. I'm just hoping to grow this bad boy. That's my finish line right now. I would love to make something out of PhillyEventster.com, and that's just the honest answer right now. That's what's hitting me.
I'm proud of you, man. I told you that since you texted me a while ago.
Yeah.
Very proud of you.
I appreciate that. Speaking of soccer, just want to get to this. Did you know that it was that long of a season, though?
Oh, yeah, I did when I signed up. Hopefully it's longer than anticipated, and hopefully, we go all the way. Hopefully they follow in the girls' footsteps, right?
Yeah, that's true. And Sporting KC was damn good franchise. I mean, the fans out there are nuts. Obviously for the Chiefs, those cheating Royals fans with stuff in the All-Star ballot, and then obviously Sporting KC. It's amazing. I mean, just how crazy those fans are out there in Kansas City. It's got to be comparable to Philadelphia at the end of the day.
Oh, for sure. Yes, the fans are they're diehard, but they will be the first ones to call you out and be like, "Hey, better clean that up and correct that." But yeah, they are definitely diehard. I know, everyone's decked out in Royals gear. The city's red for Red Fridays for the Chiefs. Yeah, they are definitely insane. Royals, I mean, they're sold out all the time. Sporting sold out all the time. Chiefs games, you can't get out the door.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are definitely comparable to Philly. It's just the stadiums are just all over the place, and I'm just so used to Philly. It's like your one-stop shop, and that's okay.
Want to talk to you a little bit about Periscope, about the future of reporting since you are in that industry. You are on Periscope. Mm-hmm. How many people are tuning in when you say, all right, I'm live at the pool right now? How many people are tuning in?
That was probably... I'm definitely the master of the tease. So I'm definitely good at tricking people into watching when it's not as good as you think it's going to be. But yeah, I definitely think that was my most successful one. I made dinner one time. I was making this Cuban dish and I was dropping things and my potatoes had mold in them. I think people love, it's just the behind the scenes. It's the human being aspect, it's you, it's me. They're like, okay, this is their on camera, lights on, action, face, persona, what they say. And obviously, I mean, you can't go on a rampage on Periscope if you're a reporter or if you have a radio show or a podcast. But I think people like the intimacy of it and the immediacy. I mean, they could be at their desk at work and nobody would know that they're watching it. They're seeing me squawk about rotten potatoes and dropping things on the floor. So I think it's great. I've fallen off. I mean, I think that you definitely have to be picky about what you Periscope because, I mean, you could get real boring really quickly.
Sure.
But, I mean, sporting event for you, if it's final seconds of the Eagles game and they're, about to score and blah, 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 I mean, whatever. It's definitely exciting. If you're on the field, I think it has to have a wow factor to it. I mean, you can't just be like I saw this guy and he was in traffic and he's like, hey, I'm in traffic. It's kind of stupid. But yeah, I think it definitely has to be worth it. Quality over quantity, for sure.
That was Quincy. Quincy did that the other day when it was 4th of July week, and he's like, I'm in traffic, Periscope. It was too quick, though, because I tuned in just to tease him, and he was out. So I think he just wanted to bitch and complain for a second, and that was it.
Right. I will say, I mean, he is one of those people that just says ridiculous things, so he might be able to get away with it because
Yeah.
he's so polarizing. But like maybe it would be like if Chris Murphy did it, he would just say things where you're like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So I think it would be stuff like that. Jen Frederick could get away with it.
All day.
Eric after some whiskey could get away with it. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. You know, the one thing I do love about Periscope, and we'll just wrap up on that, I like how it's raw. I like exactly what you're talking about. It's immediate. It's there. But I think it's leading us towards the future of reporting where people don't care if it's edited and it's got these great graphics. They just want it, and they want it now. And I love that. I love that approach.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's the thing that's almost frustrating in a newsroom sometimes is like, even when we're on air, and again, going back to Fox, I mean, you just got to get it on air. I mean, it has to, obviously, you have to maintain your credibility. You have to be accurate. You have to be on point. You can't report crap. But, I mean, people want realness. People want, this is what's going on. This is what I've got. And it's like it's like me and you having this conversation right now, me throwing my phone off the table and drinking my Starbucks. I mean, they want to know from a real person, not a talking head.
Yes, I was nervous that was the cup of coffee that you hit
No.
before. So I'm happy that it was your phone and not your coffee.
No.
You got a nice little place there. What do you got? A little leather couch. We got the flowers in the back there.
Just couch. It's very girly. Oh, I will show you this. My apartment's a mess right now. I need to clean it up.
But we're getting a tour. We're getting a tour.
I've got my framed Philly picture on the wall, my old Philly map. So yeah, I'm definitely holding on to Philly with both hands. It's definitely always going to be home.
We like to hear that. We definitely like to hear that. Now, obviously, Kacie, you ended up moving out to Kansas City, not because of your initials of your name, but because you happen to be in a relationship, and obviously we deal with this from time to time. Relationships don't work out. Now, I know Kacie is a classy individual, so I'm not asking you to go into too many details, but again, just take us through your thought process, because I know for a fact that Philadelphia hit you up. I know for a fact that there were some opportunities that opened up for you to come back here. And like I said, I respect the fact that you said, no, I'm staying here. I got a contract. I'm going to honor that. I'm going to work that through. Just take us through that everything wouldn't happen. Go as far as you want. I don't care. But why did you stay in Kansas City at the end of that answer as well?
I love you. Well, you know what? It was hard. Like I said, I mean, right now I'm doing great. I really am. I mean, I haven't been this happy in 2 years. I mean, I'm loving everything. I miss home a lot. And I guess it was 6 months ago? Yeah, I really wanted to come home. And I actually jumped on the phone with Chanel and Mike, and they're like, here, let's weigh the options. And they really helped me work through it. And Chanel, John's, Mike Jarek, they're some pretty smart cookies. And I'm lucky to have my support system from Philly, and that totally has come through over the past 5 months. I'm loving my job. I poured myself into both jobs, my news job and also my sporting job. And I did have several opportunities to come home, but this is important. And like you said, it reflects on me, and I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. But I'm very much a you make your bed, you sleep in it type person. So I'm here. I took a job out here and added another job onto the plate, and have some great friends. Need to make it home. Found a really great guy out here, and we'll see what's next. We'll see what's on the horizon.
That's what we like to hear. Well, speaking of that great guy, because anything Kacie McDonnell does, I mean, Kacie, when I was just Google searching, seeing what you're doing out there, seeing what's new, just checking the headlines about Kacie McDonnell, because you're going to interview somebody, you got to do a little research, and there's articles written about you in San Diego, there's articles written about you in Miami, there's articles written about you in Chicago, and obviously Kansas City, Philadelphia, and those articles are you and a big guy. I mean, he looks like he plays baseball. I'm just guessing he plays baseball.
Oh, God, John Grace.
Eric Hosmer, first baseman for the Kansas City Royals, who is an absolute beast. He was drafted number 3 overall. He's got talent for days. He's young. I mean, how did you stumble into that one, if you don't mind me intruding into your personal world?
You know what? It was actually kind of set up. His mutual friend set us up all through the business. I mean, my producers bug the bejeebies out of the Royals front office all day, every day. So kind of got in the cooker that way, and we were friends first and talked for a while. He came back from spring training, maintained a friendship, started going to a couple games, and he's really great. He's really great.
That's good. Well, you deserve that. You do deserve
Yeah.
that. All right.
Off by the haircut, because I definitely thought he was a punk based on the haircut, but he's very sweet.
You know, I'm a hat backwards type of guy, but when you start going a little sideways with it, just tell him, just straighten up.
Mine's always just regular backwards.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
But it's always on the top. Yeah.
Hey, but when you're 6'4", 6'5", 225, you can wear whatever the hell you want. I ain't gonna say a word to you. Kacie.
We'll have to put him through the Philly test. We'll bring him back to Philly.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm sure, and I know all your people in Kansas City are going to love this. Hey, first base will be open for the Phillies very, very soon, all right? Very, very soon. So love to have him suiting up for the Phillies, that's for sure.
Listen, I'm out of that. That's not me.
I'm already getting you in enough trouble. Kacie, I just want to thank you very much for hopping on. This is the first Skype interview for Philly Evitzner. I'm looking forward to doing more of these. And obviously, you know damn well I will be bothering you during football season to get you back on because you are an Eagles fan at heart. And I know the Chiefs fans don't want to hear that.
No, forever and ever and ever Eagles. That is my heart and soul.
What are you feeling about Chip Kelly this year?
I'm just, you know what? I'm going with it. I think he's a mad scientist. I'm going. I'm on board. I'm still on the Chip Kelly bus.
Sam Bradford as the quarterback, you believe?
I believe whoever he throws in there, whoever he decides to throw in there.
No, because Tim Tebow is currently on this roster, all right? He's not going to make it. You can't win with Tebow.
The Broncos did okay, okay?
We just had an amazing conversation. We're going to end with an argument. No. Tim Tebow won't make the roster. I hate to break it to everybody. I know everybody's pulling for the kid. He's a great guy. I know that. I get it. You want your daughter to marry him. He's not going to make the roster, though.
Right. Well, we got the pretzels.
That's exactly. Kacie, thank you very much. I wish you nothing but the best. Obviously, the Fox 29 family will definitely, I'll say hello to them and make sure you said hi as well. But thank you for hopping on PhillyEvitzner.com, and I look forward to getting you back on, Kacie.
Mwah. Love you. Thanks.
You're the best. I'll talk to you. All right. Beautiful.